Welcome, Jonathan. You and I have known each other a long time.
Yes, we have, all the way back from PBS.
That's right. So Jonathan was a student of mine when he was studying television production, and that was your first career.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
I ended up working for ArtsQuest for a while, and then eventually I ended up bootstrapping the company with some of the equipment that I sold from that.
And Jonathan, like she just said, you are local. You have people in the audience tonight. You have people watching at home. And you also come from a family of entrepreneurs, of small business owners. So it's in your blood.
Yeah, you could say that, yes, yes.
Well, we have 2 minutes. We're excited to hear your pitch. Let's go ahead and get started.
Thank you. I appreciate it. All right. Hi, I'm Jonathan Maderic, owner-engineer of JMC right here in Bethlehem, PA. I have several patents across a broad range of technologies, as well as a computer engineering degree from Penn State. I have had my own set of health issues, which makes me passionate about solving medical problems. During COVID-19, it became evident that pulse oximeters had an inherent bias against individuals with darker skin tones or higher concentrations of melanin in their skin, which would often cause false oxygen saturation level readings, as well as a higher disparity of care for these individuals. Universities such as MIT and Michigan ended up doing studies which prove that these inaccuracies exist, and the medical community has called upon engineers to solve this problem, which is yet to be commercialized. JMC set out to solve these issues along with 2 consulting engineers, Samantha Elduff and Joyce, who specialize in biomedical and mechanical engineering. We performed over 1,500 in vitro studies at Penn State labs, along with the mentorship of a biomedical engineering PhD, in order to create a working finger clip prototype, which looks the same as what many of you are familiar with. However, this includes our melanin bias-reducing hardware. We also set out to create a looks-like ring prototype, which also solves other pulse oximeter issues and patient monitoring problems. We have filed multiple patents as well as a global PCT, 2 of which we'll be issuing shortly from the U.S. Patent Office. Once these issue, we will continue discussions with current market leaders in order to do calibration, clinical trials, and FDA approvals, which are the next steps to get this to the market. Funds from SULV will greatly assist in this process. BioWorld MedTech published a publication saying that our pre-issuance patent was one of the most medically innovative devices currently under development in the world. So you're ready to come along with us to help us create a global socioeconomic impact, as well as equal medical care for all. Thank you.
Nice job, Jonathan. You summed that up in under 2 minutes.
I tried.
I got it. Okay.
Thank you.
So now the dreaded Q&A.
I know, right?
For our panel of judges.
Giana
Giana Jarrah, the winner of last year's Start Up Lehigh Valley. Let's start it off with you. What question do you have?
So my question would be, what are your plans to expand? Of course, the device, what's your manufacturing going to look like as you expand and scale up?
Okay, so as far as manufacturing, we would work with industry leaders that already do pulse oximeters, that have all the manufacturing in place, that have their global distribution and marketing chains that already sell to hospitals. And the idea behind that would be that we wouldn't have to create our own market. The market would already be there with those companies.
Pretty good. What'd you think, judges? He's clear and concise. Rich Thompson, you are the founder of this. You're a serial entrepreneur. I know you have a question for him.
Yeah, I have a lot of questions. We don't have time for all of them, but
We can talk after.
Exactly. How big do you think this market is?
So the current pulse oximeter market is about $2.8 billion globally. However, they expect that to expand over the next 4 years or so. The good news is pulse oximeters in the medical community have a expiration date, so to speak, on them. You have to replace them quite frequently. So if you were to go and be at a hospital and you have to replace your current pulse oximeter anyway, I would think you would want something that doesn't have a melanin bias rather than buying something that does have a melanin bias when it's time to replace them. And because it has that $2.8 billion current revenue, even if we were to do a licensing arrangement with a current manufacturer, based on current market value, we could still expect to make approximately, over the course of a 20-year patent, if we got a 25% market share, which is what the current large market leaders have, about $400 million over the course of the 20-year patent. Even if we only got 0.1% of that market, it's still about $2 million in revenue over that 20-year period, which would definitely help us with creating the next innovation as well.
Well, a license agreement probably would be the way to go, right? from the standpoint of just getting in the market fast?
It would help get to market faster. Also, a lot of the industry leaders would be able to help us with the FDA approvals and get those to move along a lot quicker since they're a little more experienced with that. However, we do have a relationship with the Penn State CRC, which is their clinical research arm at Penn State Hershey. We have already discussed with them. Once we are ready to do the FDA approval, they have agreed to help us with that as well, so we can keep that in-house.
And last quick question, can this be made in the U.S. or does that have to be made in China?
It can be made in the U.S. if we would like to make it in the U.S. It can also be made in China if we want to make it in China.
Make it in America.
But I agree, I would love to make it in America.
Yeah, 1 more minute in Judge Q&A. Sue Yee.
Great, thanks. This is going to take a lot of money to get through FDA approval. You're going to be raising money from
will.
investors. What's that time horizon, and what do you think the value to the investors are going to be for an exit? And you talked about the $4 million, talked about the 0.1% of the market. I mean, sometimes it's idealistic to think 1.1. You know, it's always hard to get that.
I would agree. So to answer that question, as far as investors, we are actually in the process of doing an NIH grant, which would actually work with a lot of the clinical trials and the FDA approvals. So a lot of that money would be more government funded. So if we were to bring an investor on board, they would end up having a much higher return since most of that funding wouldn't be coming from their pocket.
Right. Well, what's your time horizon for your next raise, and how much are you looking for?
We are currently looking at doing a grant come April, and it's an FDA approval process. It will probably take at least a year, if not more.
All right, Jonathan, thank you so much. That is finished with the Q&A.
Thank you
I
very
know
much.
you also gave a speech in front of the Penn State lecturer at Penn State University.
did.
How
Yes,
does
I
this compare to that?
It's about the same.
About the same.
No cameras in a lecture hall, but it's about the same audience-wise.
Well, thank you so much. Again, let's give it up for Jonathan Maderic, founder
Thank
of
you,
the
I
company,
appreciate it.
Thanks,
JMAD Creations, LLC. Good job, Jonathan.
Wow, Jonathan Maderic getting the ball started, getting the show started.
I will tell you that the winner of a slot in Lehigh Ventures Lab is,
Now the drum roll.
now the drum roll, JMAD Creations.
Oh, it's your friend, Jonathan. Come on up, Jonathan.
Jonathan, congratulations.
Congratulations to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right.
Dr. Richardson, do you want to start with the Boost Awards? All right, the first Boost Award goes to...
Double winner already. JMAD Creations, Jonathan. I hope you didn't sit down. He's right back up, folks. Congratulations, Jonathan.
Thank you.
Jonathan, you can take your check.
Thank you.
Very
Do you want us to stay
nicely
here,
done.
or-
Yeah, why don't you stay here? We
I
can
think
have
you-
all
I
four
think
of you
he's
on the
confident,
stage.
folks. He's 2 in a row. He's just going to stay up here. You're going to just make yourself at home?
Maybe.
All right.
Maybe.
Okay, now this is it. Now we need some real drum roll going on, guys. Come on, time-wise. So this is it. This is $20,000. This is maybe business-changing for a lot of people.
Absolutely. This is what everyone on this stage came here for, and we are so excited to announce the winner. Nathan.
So the winner is JMAD.
JMAD.
JMAD,
Oh,
Jonathan
wow.
Maderic.
Thank you.
How are you feeling?
Very excited. Very excited.
I can tell. You are bursting at the seams, sir. I mean, this for you, this is a very personal business.
It
this
is.
is something
It
you've
is.
gone through.
Yep.
And one thing you said, if you did win, you want to buy the patents, which is very, very important that not a lot of people would think about.
I would like to actually do the continuance patent. with
Okay,
this.
that too.
The other patents are actually already being allowed. And I would also like to start the clinical trials for calibration to get this on the market.
I don't know what that means, but it sounds like you do, which is all that matters. I just talk on television. You're changing lives.
Trying to.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jonathan, I am looking out in the audience right now. I'm looking at Mom. I'm looking at Dad. Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. Hi, I was going to say baby brother. Younger brother watching in California. Congratulations.
Thank you.
This has been an incredible journey for you personally
has
over
been.
the last couple years. What does it mean to see your company continuing to succeed like this?
Well, I guess it would be a dream come true, right? Is that the correct word for this at this point of the night?
Yeah.
I would definitely like to thank my family. They've definitely given me the encouragement and support, friends, God, also my consulting engineers. This would not have been possible without their assistance in the biomedical portion of this. The Penn State LaunchBox, as well as the professors that have kind of been involved behind the scenes with some of the clinical work. and also those who obviously made today's competition possible. And for me personally, I'd like to thank my physicians, nurses, and medical staff that have helped me overcome my own physical health challenges to actually be able to be here today. So I appreciate that. Thank you.
Consulting engineers, not always the little people you hear about, but everybody is a winner tonight. Everybody who got up on the stage, you guys are winners. Thank you so much for joining us. And remember, we will be back next year for the 6th annual Start Up Lehigh Valley.